Beautiful. So nice to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for committing your energy, your time to being in this space. Welcome to connecting with your angels for guidance and protection. If we've never met each other before, my name is Kyle Gray. I'm a Hay House author of 8 books, and I've co-created 7 oracle card decks, and my life's work is to help as many people get spiritually connected as humanly possible. And my life's work is centered around angels. And you are here today because there is a part of you that wants to have a deeper, more fulfilling, visceral connection to your angels. And I'm so grateful and so glad that you're here because I promise you that by the end of this coming together, there will be new information shared with you that you can apply into your own practice. And it is my hope that whatever you learn here, whatever you experience here, it inspires you to go out there and help make this world a better place. So let's make a pact together as we come together as a congregation of friends and equals, that whatever you get from this, any little smidge of information that lights you up and makes you feel good, that you will share that with someone in your life that you know it can help. So I'd love to just hear, because we've already got 1.8 thousand people tuning in right now in this moment. So that's 1.8 thousand people and probably many more tuning into this who are dedicating time and energy to connect with their angels. So right now, the world is lighting up with all of us coming together, thousands of angels coming into this space so that we can create this connection. So what part of the world are you lighting up? Let me know where you're tuning in from now. I'd love to give a few shout outs. So we've got Birmingham, Alabama, Ohio, Switzerland, California, Sussex in the UK, Pennsylvania in the house, Edinburgh, Scotland, Chicago, Vermont, Palm Beach, Florida, Austin, Texas, Georgia, Brazil, Michigan, Canada, Tampa, Florida, Fort Worth, Texas, Hertfordshire, Cornwall, Belgium, London, Oklahoma, San Francisco, New Brunswick, Canada, Vancouver, Canada, Ireland, Atlanta, Austria, Australia, Colorado, Surrey, Alberta, Canada, Corona, Canada, California, Marlton, New Jersey, Argentina, India, oh my goodness, Paris, Boston, Michigan, Illinois, Munster in Germany, Philadelphia, the Czech Republic in the house. I am so grateful that you are here. Welcome to Connecting with the Angels for guidance and protection. And a few things that I want to share with you before we dive deep into this and start working on our connection with the angels. The most important thing that I want to share with you first and foremost is that at the end or near the end of this conversation in this workshop, I am going to be answering a number of questions. So if you want to submit a question with regards to the topic that we're discussing today, which is connecting with angels, and today's class is specifically about working with the angels to feel safe and create angelic protection, underneath me, you'll see a Q&A box if you're watching on Zoom. So you can put a question in there. And if you're watching on the landing page, in the comments section, you can leave a question. And if I don't answer the question in this class, I will be answering more questions throughout the 3-part series. So please just drop your question. And if I feel it's in alignment with the greater good of the whole group, I of course will be taking your question and answering to the group. The other thing I'll say to you is there will be a replay available of this training. So if you have to go or you want to review it, there will be a window of time that you can watch the replay. So you can go over the information again. Now, there's a reason that we only let you watch the replay for a short window of time. And here's the reason. If we leave this information available all year round, the truth of the matter and the statistics prove that people don't watch it. They don't do the work. So I want to make sure that you make your way through this workshop series and you complete it. And the reason of us putting a time limit in means it motivates you to take the action steps that you need to take in order for you to develop a personal relationship with your angels. And that's the reason that you're here. You're here because on some level, deep in the core of your being, you know that you do not walk this path alone, and that there is these divine beings who are willing to help you on your way. And by carving time out in our busy schedules to connect with these beings, we in turn respond to a greater call from the universe to make this world a better place. And also, it's self-care. And if you're feeling more supported, more guided, more safe in your life, there's a good chance that those that you are connecting to in your life, whether that be your friends, your family, your colleagues, they will feel an infectious positivity emanating from your being. And if you're feeling good, there's a chance that you're going to help them feel good. And if they're feeling good, there's a good chance that they're going to rub off on people in their lives. And those people are going to rub off on people in their lives. And those people are going to rub off on people in their lives. And that's why this is amazing, because we're going to create a ripple effect of angelic light and energy that assists this world being a brighter, more safe, more loving place to be. So thank you to you from the angels for making the commitment to being here. And I hope that you will leave here feeling so filled up with information and insight and love and inspiration so that you can take this into your part of the world. So not to be rude in any way, I'm turning off the chat for the next little while, just so that we can dive into the topics of discussion today. And the first thing I want to say to you, most importantly, is this: you and I, are equals. You and I have come from the same God, the same source of creation, whether you call that God, universe, creator. It does not matter to me, but you and I, we have come from the same place. We have the one same God. And we will also return to that same source of love. And if we've all come from the same place and we're all returning to that same place, the truth is, therefore, we are rendered as equal. We are equal. And so I want to say this: even though I've dedicated the last 20 years of my life to the study and experience of angels, it does not make me any more holy or sacred than you. If you're inspired today by anything that I share with you, it's a reflection of what is available to you and in your being. I don't want to be a glorified teacher or a guru. I just want to be your spiritual running buddy. I'm a student just like you. I am in and on this path just like you, and therefore we are equal. The next thing I want you to know is this: today and throughout this training, I'm going to be sharing my truth with you. If my truth and your truth don't link up exactly, that's okay. We don't have to agree on absolutely everything. In fact, the truth of the matter is, I'm okay to be challenged on some of my sharing, some of my information, in the way I feel and see and hear and experience the angels. And if I say something that doesn't feel in alignment for you, my encouragement to you is to take what feels good and what fits and sits right in your heart. But if something doesn't feel in alignment with your path or your beliefs or your choices, then that's also okay. Because I'm not here with dogma. I'm just here with ideas, suggestions, techniques, and information for you to try out for yourself and to see what feels good. And if it takes you closer to feeling more connected to God, the angels, the light, then my work here is complete, that my work is done. Whoever you are, wherever you are, you have an angel. Right now, where you find yourself watching this event, gazing towards you through the eyes of unconditional love, is a being of light. And your guardian angel has known you forever. Before you were even in this body and in this lifetime, you were connected to your angel. In fact, at one point, you danced among the stars together. You and your angel have come from the same place, this ever present and everlasting love, the heart of Source. And for those of you who might feel a little bit unsure about the idea of why would I speak to my angels and not just speak to God directly? Here's how it works. The word angel means messenger of God. The God part, El, actually comes from the Hebrew word Elohim. Elohim is just this word that means creator, essence, divine. And when we say the word angel, whether we think it, feel it, write it, we're actually invoking in the presence of the Creator. We're invoking in the presence of the higher power. Angels are the heartbeats of God. And so therefore, when you call upon an angel, you are in direct connection and one with the heart of God. So angels are never separate from the divine, but always one with the divine, emanating from the heart of love. So a lot of people who've maybe come from religious backgrounds or, different ways of thinking feel challenged when I call on angels. But for me, the Creator is never absent in the conversation. For me, the Creator is in the heart of the conversation. And just by saying the word angel, I am also calling on the Creator. They are not separate. They are completely one forever and always. Now, your guardian angel wants to support you in your life. They want to help you on your way. And just to clarify, your guardian angel is the divine being that has been with you for lifetimes. So I believe the soul is recycled, and I feel that we've probably been here more than once. And the feeling of being called to your guardian angel is a remembrance. You're remembering the connection that existed before. Your guardian angel knows you like no one else. They're completely non-judgmental. And so therefore, it doesn't matter if, something goes wrong in your life or you make a decision that is maybe not aligned to your best choices in your life, the angel will love you anyway. And the truth of the matter is this: your angel does not condemn or judge you, because if it did, it would make matters worse. If we loved ourselves and could see ourselves a fragment or a fraction of the way our angels see us, we wouldn't be making those decisions anyway. That's the truth. So your angel loves you in this way where when things go wrong or you make a decision that was not aligned or not your best choice, the angel will consistently love you in the hope that you will one day be able to see yourself through their most holy eyes. And if you do so, you won't be making those decisions, you won't be making those choices, you won't be taking steps backwards, you'll always be making steps forward. Your guardian angel has different ways of communicating with you and letting you know they're close. And in today's class, we're going to be doing a meditation and working with the angels. And I'm going to invite you to ask for a specific way for your angel to let you know that they are close. Now, I know that a lot of people are already interested in angels and they might feel called to a specific archangel, like Archangel Michael. Give me a love heart if you're watching this and you love Archangel Michael. Yeah, I can see all those love hearts now. So Archangel Michael is probably the best known of all of the archangels. I mean, even John Travolta played him in a movie. So um, Archangel Michael is one of the best known angels, and it's because Archangel Michael is also a canonized saint and the protector of special forces and also emergency services. So many of us feel called to that presence. But one of the biggest questions I'm asked time and time and time again is, can an archangel be my guardian angel? And so I want to say no, but yes. So what I'm trying to say here is you have your own very own guardian angel. And the archangels are with us all. They're multifaceted, multi-dimensional beings, can be all places at once. So if you are feeling called to or connected to a specific archangel like Michael, Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel, Raguel, Raziel, Metatron, Sandalphon, and on and on and on, it's not that this archangel is not working with you, but these specific archangels are not guardian angels, but more governing angels. Now, there's a good chance that your guardian angel can have the same name as one of the major archangels. And the best way for me to describe it is like this. Michael, in angelic terms, is kind of similar to the name John Smith. There's hundreds, thousands, probably even millions upon millions of them with that name. So if you do a meditation and you hear one of the archangels' names coming through to you, it could be for one of two reasons. It could be your guardian angel has the same name as this archangel, and that's okay. The other reason could be that your guardian angel is one of the legion angels of this particular archangel. For example, they're an echo of a legion. So Archangel Michael has his troop of archangels. Archangel Metatron has his troop of archangels, and they all have a fragment of that energy. Now, to help you understand what this energy is, the best way to understand which energy, which vibration an angel brings to you is finding out the meaning behind their name. So, for example, Michael, is this Hebrew word which means the strength of God. So the angels whose name is Michael bring the energy of strength of the Creator. Whereas Raguel is the Hebrew for friend of God. And so the energy of the Raguel angel is kinship, friendship, companionship, positivity in relationships, and so on. So I wanted to make a suggestion to you. If you hear a random name that comes in, and when you're working with the angels and you're wondering what does that mean, one of the best things that you can do is Google the name that you hear and the word meaning behind the name, and then whatever name it would be. for example, meaning behind the name Kyle, meaning behind the name Bob, something along those lines. And you'll probably then be able to uncover some of the energies connected with your guardian angel. Because on the angelic realm, names are not important. It's actually the vibration we're trying to tune into. For example, Michael is the energy of strength. We're tuning into the strength of angels when we call upon that. Or Metatron means he who sits on the throne next to God, right? So we're tuning into that powerful, supported, steady, secure energy. And so I wanted to give that to you because it's something that you might want to keep in mind when you start to hear or you might feel random names. But the other thing I wanted to point out before we get into protection is that your guardian angel doesn't always just have to use or work with a name. You might close your eyes during a meditation and just see a random color spark in. Or maybe when we're doing an exercise, you'll feel your hair stand up on one side or the other, or feel like there's something in the room with you on one side or the other. Or you might smell a particular fragrance, like a perfume. You might hear a voice, you might hear music, you might hear your name being called, the temperature might shift. Maybe you're the person that sees numbers lining up on the clock. Your guardian angel is going to work with everything and anything they can to tell you they're present. And so when we call them in today, I'm going to ask you I'm going to guide you to ask a number of different questions to try and get one sensation, if not all sensations, like a fragrance, a feeling of where they are, a name, something to really give you that feeling that your angel is close to you. Now, the big block that most people have when it comes to connecting with their angels is they're frightened. Now, if you're here and you're in this space right now, I'm glad that you're here. And yet, I also want to say this to you. If you're apprehensive about connecting to your angels, you're not alone. In fact, let's just do an open round table of honesty and ask, who here has felt unsure or a little bit frightened of connecting with their angels? Because this is the thing that we're going to fix and heal and change today. Okay, if you have a look in the comments, you'll see a bunch of people maybe sharing why they're frightened. Now, if you're one of the lucky few who's never felt frightened, congratulations. You probably can skip this part. However, it's really good to know this information because there might be someone in your life that feels frightened. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And in fact, I'm going to take you, and I hope you don't mind. So I'll just be really honest about this. I was brought up in a Christian household, and I went to Sunday school my entire life from the age of 4 till 16. But these days, I take a non-religious approach to my work. So I'm non-religious, but I am respectful of all traditions and pathways. But I'm going to take you through a little story that we all heard in Sunday school, if you were in Sunday school at some point. And even if you're not connected to Christianity, you've definitely heard this story. And it's the story of Mother Mary. So a lot of the information that we learn about angels actually comes from the story of Mary and it's the story of the Annunciation. And I just got goosebumps saying that. The Annunciation story is where Mary received the information that she was going to be the mother of Christ. So I want to tell you this story because I think there's a really important, powerful message in this that's going to help you bust through the blockages if you have any concerns or fears with regarding feeling and connecting to your angels. So the story goes, as you all know, Mary was in her bed one night and she was, just sleeping. And for whatever reason, and I'm telling this in the words of Kyle Gray, just so you know. So I'm just helping us paint the picture. So Mary's in bed one night and, she probably did her prayers like everyone else and goes to her bed that night and she's all cozy in bed, as cozy as it can be at that time in those ages. And she wakes up through the night and there's a light shining in the room. And she looks at the bottom of her bed and there standing is a presence of burning light. Now, if you actually look at traditional biblical scripture, the angels are always described as the burning ones because before they had light switches, they had fire. Fire was the way people had light in those times. So angels are described as the burning ones. So she sees this being made of roaring fire at the bottom of her bed and she was startled. And the first thing Archangel Gabriel says to Mary, Gabriel says, "Do not be afraid, for I am an angel of the Lord." And this then went on. And so Mary was no longer afraid because the angel says, I'm an angel of the Lord. I'm connected to God. And then the angel went on to say, you're going to give birth to a really special guy and he's going to be super, super cool and he's going to make a big, huge impact in the world. And he is going to heal a lot of people and his name is going to be Jesus. Now, the most important thing that happened was Mary then said, and I've got goosebumps when I tell this story. Mary says to Gabriel, the archangel, "Let the words that you have just shared be my truth." The biggest, most impactful thing that we need to recognize here is, first of all, the angel came to Mary and says, "Do not be afraid, for I'm an angel of the Lord." But the truth of the matter is this. The angel was not meaning that their presence was frightening. The truth of the matter was this. The angel was saying, do not be afraid. Not because I'm an angel and you're seeing me. Do not be afraid of being this powerful. Because the truth of the matter is, so many of us are told that the power of connecting with angels is only for people who are gifted, people who are church leaders, elders, prophets, seers, all these different things. We're being told that this stuff is reserved for only specific people. And here was this normal woman with a very purposeful life being told that she had this incredible connection. So the truth of the matter is this: if you've ever felt scared of seeing your angels, it's not that you're scared of seeing your angel. You're frightened of being that powerful. The insecurity, the unsurety that you are feeling is because you know that when you cross that threshold of being able to connect with your angel for yourself, all of the spiritual power that you've maybe placed on someone else or in someone else's hands is coming back to you. You own your spiritual power. Now, the other most important thing of Mary's story is the fact that she had a choice. She could have said no. She said yes. And so when your guardian angel appears to you, the power, the decision, the experience is in your hands. You can say no. So maybe you're not ready for when it happens. Your angels are not going to hold any grudges on you. The world's still going to spin. The world's still going to keep going and growing. You always have a choice. And so one of the things that I want to ask you, and I know some of you don't like the chat, but it's nice just to affirm that. Who here is ready to be that powerful? I see you. I see you owning that. I see you accepting that. I see that you are calling into the space your power. Welcome back to you. This is about seeing that the truth of the matter is that you are worthy of your own connection. You're worthy of being this loved. And that takes me to the next story. I've also encountered people in my life and in my career. In particular, it was one of the Hay House events in Canada. I was in Toronto. And someone said to me, "Hey Kyle, I've never felt called to angels until today. Is there a reason why I've felt opposed to experiencing angels, or why I've been putting it off for so long?" And the truth of the matter is this: if you've put this off and if you continue to put it off, it's because there's a part of you that does not feel worthy of that love. And it's a big love. Your angel's love is huge. But by being here in this conversation and in this space, shares and says that today you're ready to call back your power, and you're ready to own your worth, and you're ready to remember that you always have a choice. Today, my prayer is that you will say yes to this. You will say yes to connecting on this deeper level. So now that we've nailed that, I want to take you through the steps of angelic protection. And there's a good chance that you've probably been exposed to some sort of step along this way for angelic protection. But I wanted to make sure you have the 4 steps nailed, because if you do this, it's going to change everything forever. And I want you to use this as a practice that you can come to time and time and time again. And this meditation is also on, I think it's called the Hay House Empower You app. You can get it as an evening meditation if you're on the app. If you want to listen to it again, you'll find it there as well. Evening Meditation by Kyle Gray. This is the steps that I'll take you through. So there's 4 steps to angelic protection. And the best way to understand it is kind of like a skincare routine. Now, most people have thought of protection, spiritual protection, as imagining yourself in a bubble of light. Now, that is not wrong, but if you don't do a few things before you imagine yourself in the bubble of light, there's a good chance that you might experience an energy that is challenging along the way. Now, in order to open up to the angels and in order to develop a more visceral connection, I highly recommend that you call upon and invite in an energy of protection. Because truth of the matter is this: there's a lot of harsh energies in the world. There's a lot of harsh energies flying around. And I know that some of us might be concerned about dark forces and all these things, but the truth of the matter is The most harsh energies that most of us have to deal with every single day are usually in people, colleagues, the evening news, all this kind of stuff. In the 20 years I've been connected to angels, I've only twice, and remember, I was seeing probably 45 clients a week for angel one-on-ones. It's only twice in 20 years I've ever encountered a dark force. So it's a very rare circumstance that it's actually around a human being. The greatest challenges that most of us face in our day-to-day life is usually just narcissists, selfishness, people being harsh, judgmental, rude, and inconsiderate. And all of that is ultimately harsh energy. And when we start to tune in on a spiritual level, if that's around, there's a chance that we might feel it. And if you've ever encountered someone that's draining or negative in your life, there's a good chance that when you felt their energy, you've thought, oh, this is a really draining personality type that I'm dealing with. This person feels like a psychic vampire and they're draining my energy. And then in that moment, you imagine yourself in a bubble of light and you put the bubble of light on. Now, there's a few issues with putting the bubble of light on after you feel the energy. And the first thing is what the angels told me. They called it cling film theory, but that didn't make sense to a lot of people when I was teaching in the US. So it's called cling wrap theory now. And so if you ever think, everyone knows what cling wrap is. It's that horrific plastic, single-use plastic that you put around sandwiches and it makes your sandwiches sweat. Right? And if you think about it, when you put it around your sandwiches, they go all gooey and inside. Well, the truth of the matter is, when we've been exposed to a harsh energy or a negative draining energy, and we imagine ourselves in a bubble of light, there's a good chance that we're cling wrapping in the bubble of light with us the energies that are not serving us, the energies that are draining us. And that's why most people still feel drained after they do this protection. The other big issue that most people may have when they're doing the bubble of light is the bubble of light is usually from their own imagination. So therefore projecting from their own energy. And so if you're imagining yourself in a bubble of light and you're creating that light, when your energy is depleted, the bubble of light will fade and its power and its strength will fade. So there's a 4-step theory to angelic protection. I'm going to talk you through it and we're going to do it to close the class and then I'll take your questions. The 4 steps are based on a skincare routine. The first one is cleanse. The second is exfoliate. The third step is tone. And the final step is moisturize. Now, I've made it like that so that you can remember it, right? So 4 steps. The first is this. If you've been exposed to, or even if you're unaware, there's a good chance there's harsh energies around your auric field. And in order for you to feel safe, you have to cleanse them first. And the way you do so is by calling on the angels and you invite them to cut the cords that may be binding you unnecessarily to people, places, situations, fears, constitutions, institutions, laws, or anything else that could be standing between you and your greatness. So you invite the angels to cut these cords. Once the cords are cut, the next phase is you invite the angels to clear the physical, mental, emotional, and even quantum space around you. Clearing the entire space around you, your home, the space, everything all around you. I imagine like an atomic bomb of love going off when I do that. The third step, is you then affirm who you truly are. So I say an affirmation, and this is your toning. You firm it up. I am the keeper of my mind and of my body, and wherever love is present, fear is a stranger, and love is here in me. So you affirm who you are, but you can say any personal affirmations to make you feel good. Then the fourth step is the bubble of light. But the bubble of light has to come from God and the angels. It's not your bubble of light. It's a light that descends from the heart of God, the angels, and surrounds you, reaching 14, 15, 16, 20 feet in each direction. And you imagine that this bubble of light is an all-consuming love. And if anything harsh comes towards it, it's just vaporized by this love and turned to love. And that's the steps of angelic protection. Does that make sense to you? Brilliant. So 4 steps: cleanse, exfoliate, tone, and moisturize. And you don't have to just do it the way I do it. You can change it up to work for you. You can make this work for you. So what I'd love to do is I'd love to speak you through this process so that you can experience it for yourself. And this will be a short meditation. We're going to begin by just welcoming in the presence of love. We're going to walk you through the steps of angelic protection. And then once the protection has been activated, we're going to invite your guardian angel to step forward to reveal a name, a color, a sensation, or a smell so that you can have something concrete and visceral to remember your angel by, so that you know when they are close. So wherever you are right now, I invite you to bring your feet down onto the earth. I'll take a sip of tea. And I want you just to rub your palms together first of all. And rub them a little bit harder and stronger. And then once you've got the heat and the warmth, I want you just to shake your hands all around you, just to shake off the day. Kind of like a dog that's just come in from a walk and it shakes off the day. We're doing exactly the same. Then bring your palms onto your lap, close your eyes down, take a big inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears as you inhale, exhale, peel them away from the ears. Inhale, squeezing shoulders up, exhale, dropping them down. And final inhale, shoulders up, squeeze, 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 exhale, pulling the shoulders down and releasing. And before we delve into this Angelic Protection 101 technique, I invite you now just to think about something that you're grateful for. And as you think about what you're grateful for, this is your anchor. Gratitude holds us in the present. It brings us back to the heart. It's one of the clearest, most highest vibrations possible. And the gratitude you feel, whether you can see it, feel it or not, is generating a golden light in the center of your chest at your heart. And this golden light is growing out brighter and brighter and brighter until it fills up the entirety of your physical body and being. And with your palms facing upwards, and your light shining from within. Allow your heart to be held by the words of this prayer and this technique. And as I say them for you. Thank you, angels, and Archangel Michael, the angel of strength and protection, for cutting the cords that unnecessarily bind me to people, places, situations, fears, stories, constitutions, institutions, past health history, family constellations, karmic debts, or anything else that could be standing between me and my greatness. Thank you for cutting these cords now. And whether you see it or not, angels of infinite light begin to dance around your physical body, and all of the negative cords that bind you to the old situations of your life and any harsh energies are now being trimmed from your aura, released, as angels of light with swords of light cut them now. And the angels want you to know that the cords of love, they remain. So all the connections to your loved ones and your family and your close ones and your gratitude, they remain. It's just the cords of fear that are cut. Thank you, Archangel Michael and the angels, for taking the weight of the world off of my shoulders. I am safe. I am free. Thank you, angels of light, and Archangel Metatron, the angel of sacred geometry, for energetically clearing the physical space around me. Thank you for clearing the physical, mental, emotional, and even quantum space around me and my body, my home, my family, of any low vibrations, and for reprogramming the space to hold way for miracles and light. Thank you. And imagine the angels of pure divine light are dancing around the physical space around you and reprogramming the space to hold light and miracles and love. Then bring your left hand onto your heart, allow your right hand to overlap, and say this affirmation. I am the keeper of my mind, soul, and body. Wherever love is present, fear is a stranger, and love is here in me. Then open your palms towards the roof as if you're receiving a blessing. You're about to receive a blessing. Let this prayer be held by your heart. Divine source light, universe, God, the presence of love. Thank you for shining upon me, around me, and through every aspect of my life and being. Thank you for holding me in a sacred bubble of unconditional love and light. I am protected by angels. I am protected by the light of God. Take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. Palms come back onto the lap. And now say this in your mind. Guardian angel, I call you close. Thank you for coming close to me Thank you, guardian angel, for reminding me of your presence. It feels so good to know you are here. Thank you for revealing a name, a color, a sensation, or even a smell, so that I can identify your presence when it's close. And allow your angel to reveal that to you now. Take a deep inhale, deep exhale. And even if you didn't receive anything, I'm going to ask you a question. If your angel was to be with you right now, would they be on your left or your right? If your angel was to be with you right now, what do you feel their name would be? If your angel was to be with you right now, which color would best represent their presence? If your angel was to be with you right now, which scent would represent their essence? If your angel was to be with you right now, which sensation would you feel? Your angel is with you right now. Take a deep inhale, a deep exhale, and say, thank you, angel. Thank you for staying close. I'm so grateful you're here. And so it is. And when you're ready, come back into this space. Reach the hands upwards. Just give yourself a nice stretch. Wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. And coming back into this space. How do you feel? Let me know in the comments. It's so good to know how you feel. Did you get some clues how to know your angel is close? Peace, relaxed, wonderful, emotional, released, and crying. I smelled earthly scents. That was emotional. I feel elevated. The color yellow, the smell of roses, a sense of warmth. I did not get any signs, but I felt very emotional. The emotion is the sign. Tingling, calm. I saw purple, pink, chills, green on the left side. These are all messages that your angels are close. So I'm going to just jump through a few of the questions that were pre-submitted today, and hopefully they are supported by the rest of the group. So the questions that I've got here: did angels ever live in physical bodies? From Elisa. Great question. The answer is, I believe some angels have come to Earth. I believe there's a good chance there's some angels in the room today. I believe angels can come to Earth, and I believe that human souls can become angels. In my life's experience, I've noticed that a lot of angel teachers say that angels were never human, but the idea that Archangel Metatron and Archangel Sandalphon both became angels after being prophets is out there in the Kabbalah and in spiritual text. I would say that I've also encountered, in my experience, the energies of children who have went to heaven far too early and far too young become angels. So I've done readings for people where people have lost children and their children's soul became angelic and became a guardian angel to their parent. And the reason for that is angels and the energy of souls, as in human souls, the only thing that's different between them is that one had an ego and one did not. Because children do not have an ego, they can become angelic. So if we transcend the ego in our human existence, we can become angels too. Hopefully that answers your question. Can you ask an angel to protect someone you love on their behalf? Do you need their permission? It's always best if someone can ask for themselves, but for whatever the circumstance may be, I would say that you can ask for someone else. And the best way to do it is say this, thank you, angel, for protecting this person. And you can say, for the highest good of all, or if their soul shall wish, or there's another way of saying it, under the law of grace. And that means is if this person can't ask for themselves, their soul can accept it for them, if it's for their greatest good. So yes, you can send angels to others. And if you're a parent, you don't need permission because you are that child's guardian. And so you can ask for angels to protect your children or your animals. Is it important to connect with your angel for protection versus connecting with Jesus or God? From William. For me, your angel is dedicated to you. You are their charge. Their purpose is you. And so that's why I specifically encourage people to ask your guardian angel to work with you and protect you on your way, because this specific being has been made specifically for you. You can still say angels, God and Christ, or God and Jesus. You can ask, angels, Archangel Michael, God and Jesus. You can ask for them all. It doesn't need to be. Now, the only thing I'll say to you is, if you're asking angels, God, Jesus, Michael, and anyone else that can help, and you really want to develop a personal bond to your guardian angel, when you call in like the light of Christ, it's a big energy. It's loud. It's strong. And so sometimes that presence is so powerful and so strong that you might not be able to hear your angels because they're overridden by the presence of Christ. They're overridden by the presence of Archangel Michael. So if you're wanting to do all of them, you can say, but thank you for leaving space for my guardian angel to be heard loud and clear. So everything's so literal when it comes to working with the universe and spiritual energy. And so sometimes you actually have to be like, hey, I'm so grateful you're all here, but thank you for leaving the radio channel free so that I can hear my guardian angel. That's what I have to do. Whenever I call on Michael, he's just like so loud and ferocious that I can't hear my angel. The same goes for Christ and Jesus. When I call on that energy, it's so powerful. And it's not just powerful because it's Christ, it's also powerful because so many people place power in that energy. And so it's such a powerful light that nothing else can be called in. However, I've always found that whenever I am experiencing an energy that feels scary or dark or overwhelming, that's the kind of energy you want to call into the space. So you want big, ferocious, powerful energy if you're ever frightened. So in those moments, call in Christ, call in God, call in Michael, because that energy is like, boom, Oh, I just woke up my dogs by going, boom. So I guess they agree. So I hope you enjoyed this today. This has been such an honor and a pleasure. And if you enjoyed this, I'd love to hear from you over on Instagram. That's where I'm most available on social media. You can get me Kyle Gray UK. We're going to be back tomorrow with the next live webinar. Will you be there? I'd love to see you there. So great to see you all. We ended with 2.7 thousand people watching live. Thank you for making this commitment. It was an absolute honor, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day ahead. See you later. Bye bye.